So this is only almost 7 years back I came to know the difference between the two. But I mean to say, I was in hostel also, and also the proctor when I was postgraduate student in Kashmir. Almost 99% students were smoking and at least 20% were drinking. And my classmate was both drinking and smoking. He was a chain smoker. But having been together for 3 years, same class, same room, he could not influence me. I will cite you one example. When I was Minister of State for Parliament Affairs, when Mr. Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister in 85, I was in early 30s. Vajanti Mala was nominated as Member of Parliament, and she was in late 50s. So Mr. Rajiv Gandhi told me that since she has come from the film, she doesn't know much about the parliamentary proceedings and all that. So you must help her in speaking how to make the presentation. So one day Mrs. Vajanti Mala came to my seat. She said, I want to speak on a particular subject. And I saw her that she had just chewed a pan and thrown outside, and her mouth was full of, the color, the chance. I said, yes, I will give you time, but unless you give up the pan, the beetle, you will not speak. She said, no film director, no producer, not my husband has been able to do it. So how dare you cannot do it. She was a great film star. She was about 20 years elder to me also at that point of time. Well, I said, this is my decision if you want to speak. 3 days she again came. I said, no. For 1 month I did not give her opportunity. Because if you have to speak from a ruling party, the chief whip, who is the minister, has to give the name to the speaker. After 1 month she said, give me, sir, 15 days. She complained to my wife also. She said, he has never allowed us to take the beetle. He will not allow you. Better you surrender. After 1 month and till date, she has not touched beetle. And whenever she is, of course, in 80s now, whenever she meets me, she said, I'll be always beholden to you, that by now I would have caught mouth cancer, but for you made me to say goodbye to this beetle and tobacco and all that, and I have survived. So I'm just citing you these very, very few examples, which I have cited an example which you can always cross-check. I have not cited an example which you cannot cross-check. So my submission on this occasion to all the students is that we lack today will. We lack today, I am not talking about Utkal University. I am not talking about the boys and girls of this particular region or university. I am talking about that as a country. We have lost the dignity of labor. Now, when I was a student, besides propagating the Gandhian philosophy and thoughts, one of the most important things was the dignity of labor. I have seen, I have read, I could not see, I have read, when Gandhiji used to hold the camps and the other things were distributed among different people, who will cook, will make the water available? But who will clean the latrines? The Gandhiji would take upon itself cleaning the latrines, because that is the most dirtiest thing to do. And when Gandhiji went to South Africa as a barrister to fight his first case, he took his wife with him. And the first day, he told Gandhiji told to Kasturba, that what is my job and what is going to be your job. That I shall be going to the court to fight the cases, I will bring the vegetables, I will do all external things. But your job is to cook and clean the toilet. And in the beginning, Kasturbaji said, it is impossible. The Gandhiji said, okay, you will not do it, I will do it. But Kasturbaji realized, there is a man of principle, this we shall have to do it. So the dignity of labor. The Gandhiji did everything. He was not poor. Like most of the people might think that he didn't have enough clothing. No, he had enough clothing. He had enough money. He was one of the best barristers. But he said that as long as my countrymen do not have the full clothing, my sisters and mothers and daughters of my country are half naked. They don't have the full clothing. So unless they have the full clothing, I will not have the full clothing. That's why there were so many stalwarts in our country. He had no desire to become the Prime Minister. He had no desire to become the President of the country. He had no desire to hold any office. When India got freedom, Panditji was Prime Minister. There were so many people who became Federal Minister. There were so many great stalwarts who became Chief Ministers. And there were rights all through. So Gandhiji was moving from state to state, street to street, to doze off the flames of communalism which had engulfed the entire country. So even post independence also, he was doing the social work which no other person did or could have done. That's why Mahatma Gandhi has become Mahatma and father of the nation. So my submission will be there today. We have very good education. We have a quality education. We didn't have quality education those days. But there was a respect for our elders. There was respect for our parents. There was respect for any elder. There was respect for any parent. There was respect for your neighbors. Any elderly person coming in the way, one would wish, irrespective of his religion. There was no casteism. There might have been poverty. There might have been less educated, uneducated, but more secular and more hospitable. Today in our country, we have, as I said, many more schools, many more colleges, universities, English medium, hundreds of thousand boys going to United States, Australia, New Zealand, UK for education. But we have to see when our own children going, whether they have the same respect for the elders which our fathers, our grandfathers, or for that matter we have had, or do we have the same fear of the teacher or the principal or the headmaster which we have? We don't have. Or do we propagate the same dignity of labor? No, we don't. We today think that work is the job of the servant, not my job. Sometimes the students feel, they don't feel that they belong to good family unless they have very good cars. They don't feel that they have what we call come of the age unless they drink and smoke. Sometimes they don't feel they are not important unless they throw their unnecessary weight, maybe by virtue of the position being held by parents or grandparents, or they have the money, so they would like to throw the weight around. Change your lifestyle. When you can change your whole thinking, when you can change the thinking of your neighborhood, when you can change the thinking and lifestyle and functioning and working of your classmates, or the thinking in class of the entire university. This is my another submission which you shall have to carry forward, not only in your institution but all the institutions or wherever, where place of your work and also the place of your birth. Now let me say maybe 2 or 3 minutes on health. Well, health is a very vast subject. We have a huge shortage of doctors, we have a huge shortage of nurses, particularly in the northern part, in the eastern part and northeastern part. And Odisha is one of the states of the eastern part of the country where we have a huge shortage of the doctors and nurses, and also a huge shortage of the hospitals. Because hospitals are directly linked with the doctors. The shortage of the doctors ultimately will bring you to the shortage of the hospitals. The more the doctors, the more the nurses, the more you can open, the hospitals. We the government of India, UPA government, as under the leadership of Mrs. Sonia Gandhi and Prime Minister Manmohan Singh ji, ever since the UPA has come into a government in 2004-2005, we have seen lot of money being directly pumped to the state governments, be it the construction of the roads, be it the construction of the schools, be it the construction of the hospitals. Now every village is being connected by the roads. The funds, 100% funding is being done by the UPA government across the country. Thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of villages have been across the country, right from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and Odisha to Gujarat. Hundreds and thousands of villages have been connected under Narega to the mainland, to the district hospital, to the district capitals, to the tehsil capitals. In each school, in each village, a school has been provided, a teacher has been provided under the universalization of education program. Similarly in health, we are spending as many as 18,000 crore only for the construction of the district hospitals, construction and renovation of the district hospitals, sub-district hospitals, primary health centers, and also the sub-centers. And Odisha is one of the great beneficiaries, almost as many as few hundred, 600 to 700 crores we are providing to the state of Odisha every year for the renovation and construction of the district and sub-district and primary health center and sub-centers. For remote areas, we are providing also the doctors and nurses. Should any doctor go to remote area, inaccessible area, and to attract the doctors, we are providing an additional fund from the government of India. We are providing directly from the government of India 100% vaccines, 7 types of vaccines. I heard today that there is a problem of the measles, there are problems of other ailments. I would like to tell you that across the country, including the state of Odisha, 100% vaccines are provided by my ministry for measles, for hepatitis, for pertussis, for diphtheria. There are number of for polio. These are provided free, and not these are provided free, but also the cold chain is provided free. To buy the bag to carry those vaccines, to have the refrigerator, that is also provided by ministry. To go for the immunization, if somebody is going for, immunization, that pay is also paid 100% by ministry. But only the implementation lies with the state government. The ailments of these diseases and surfacing and over-surfacing of these ailments, which can be easily controlled by vaccination, if the state governments are capable enough to see that 90% to 100% vaccination is done, there won't be any ailment, there won't be any disease like measles or diphtheria or hepatitis around. So I would like to submit that the government of Odisha, like many other states, they should make use of these things which are being provided. We are also under JSY, Janni Suraksha Yojana, for the last 7 years. We have been providing that should any pregnant woman access to any government hospital for delivery, because of our record of infant mortality rate is the worst in the country. As many as 700,000 children die within 7 days after their birth. As many as 900,000 children die within 28 days after their birth. As many as 13 lakh, that is 1300,000 children die within 1 year after their birth. As many as 60,000 pregnant women die while delivering a child. So this number can be reduced if every pregnant woman goes to a government hospital for the delivery. Thereby, both mother and child can be saved, and infant mortality rate and maternal mortality rate can be reduced drastically. To attract these pregnant women to go to the government hospital, we have a scheme that any pregnant woman coming to the government hospital after the delivery is done, in rural areas she will be paid 1,500 rupees, and in the cities she will be paid 1,000 rupees by our ministry to the hospital. This is a 7-year-old scheme. But another 1-year-old scheme is Janni Shishu Suraksha Karyakram. That is 1-year-old scheme. In addition to that 1,500 rupees and 1,000 rupees, now we are providing that any pregnant women coming to the government hospital, the government, that is my ministry, provides free transport to reach to the hospital, and after the delivery, again free transport to go back to the home. And during her stay in the hospital, free food, free tests, free diagnosis, free consumables, free medicines, and in case of cesarean, free cesarean, and in case of blood transfusion, free blood transfusion. So it includes free transport to and fro. It provides free food, free consumables, free diagnostics, free tests, free medicines, free cesareans, free blood transfusion, and while going home, if she is from city, 1,000 cash, and if she is from village, 1,500 rupees. And if she gives a birth to a sick-born child, in that case, the sick-born child and the mother will be given all these facilities for 1 month. So this is the time we are bringing a great revolution. But it is again this state government shall have to rise to the occasion. And there is no BPL, APL. This is for everybody, every Indian, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, living in cities, or he may be a businessman, he may be a villager, he may be a APL, he may be BPL. So I would request the young boys and girls, propagate this also among your village.